What's going on, everyone? Jared Leon here with Packet Punch Traders. Just going to do a quick weekly recap of all my trades this week and just kind of how I'm doing. Here's all my stats from this week on Profitly. Definitely overtraded. I took 12 total trades of 6 for 6, 50%. Biggest loss was $43, and my biggest win was $130. Gross loss $128, and my net profit was $194. So not terrible, but definitely need to just cut back on some trades and clean it up a little bit, and I think I can have a much better week. But nonetheless, still green, and I'll take that. I know it's not very pretty, but it's still back-to-back green weeks, and I can't ignore that. So let's dive into some plays here. I'm just going to go and start an order with Monday, and we had ABVC, which I was looking for a bounce play on this day here. And let's dive in. Where are we at? Right here. So this is the day. I did take it a little early. As soon as we came back and started to looks like it was going to break through that day high and open price here, I snagged some shares, and I think it was at like 88 and held through. And I had to stop. I had my stop in. I was looking for a 95 sell with an 87. What was it? It was like an 86.5 stop or something like that. And this candle here filled me exactly dead bottom at 84. And that was my biggest loss of the week, was the $42 on this play right here. And then, soon after it holds VWAP, and then it ends up making the move that I wanted. Very low volume, pretty choppy here. Very illiquid. I don't like it. It's one of those plays where I should have just stayed away. So even though it did end up making the move, I should have just stayed away with this one. And if I did trade it, at least be more patient once it holds in here and starts to break that high again, and just take the quick move. But that was my biggest loss of the week right there, and that was really just a bad stop fill. And then we got JSPR. Once again, another bounce play. Let me see. Yeah, it was this day here when we got the little gap up. Even though it finished red, we did get a little gap up here and a little push, and that's the day I tried to play it. Monday. So that's this day right here. So I was taking some shares. I got some at 166 right here. Added at 171. And then it just had a hard time getting into the mid 80s, where I was, mid to high 180s is where my goal was. And when we had this, let me zoom in a little bit. When we had this this little pullback here, and it was a really light bounce on no volume, this is what I sold into, just to take a small win here, basically just a scratch. Sold it at 175 right here, and it was just having a hard time. It was light volume, and there was resistance up here, and I was kind of just looking for a little bit more of a push, but we couldn't get it, so I just played it safe and just cut it. And a good thing it did, because it ended up having this hard crack all the way down to the 160s. So glad with how I played that there, just recognizing how it's not doing what I want. Didn't like this pullback, didn't like this bounce that it was having on really low volume, and decided to just cut this for a small win. All right, now let's dive into G-Sun and Megal. Oh my goodness. Or I was in both of those at the same time. And I'll get more into that here in a little bit. So it was this day here on the 10th, and I was looking for the bounce play, and I was expecting the breakout. So when this spiked in the morning and put in a low here and then double bottomed right here, holding 2, I took some shares at 203. Had a really good entry risking off of 2. And I should have added. I actually got my first position here at 203, came back and it held. I was thinking about adding. I didn't, but I should have. And was looking to hold through the breakout. I was expecting this to go up and at least test the breakout. And that's kind of where I wanted to sell and then possibly regain some shares if the breakout was looking, promising. And I kind of just chickened out. I was holding this and Megal at the same time. This, was coming back and was testing too. Was making me a little nervous. Megal was being a pain. And I honestly just took this. I sold it at 225 here for 10%. And then I honestly just watched the breakout happen and never even played it. So that hurt, That one was really annoying and was frustrated with myself. And I really just don't know why I didn't trade the breakout, and I don't know why I sold this too soon. It was really frustrating. So we'll go into Megal. I was in that at the same time, and just being in 2 trades at the same time was just making me nervous. It was a lot. So this day here, I was looking for the bounce play. You'll see a trend here. I'm just playing the same plays over and over and over again. And it was this day here. I took shares at 123, and I held through all of this. And when I was having a hard time here, I just, like I said, just being in both, 2 trades at once was just making me uncomfortable. And I cut this so I can watch G-Sun. And good thing I cut this. I still think I sold it at, let me see, 236 and a half. So right in here. And I was just tired of holding 2 plays at the same time. And then once I was up 10% on G-Sun, I was just like, whatever, just give it to me. So that was that. And it was actually a pretty good sell because it did nothing but just downtrend the rest of the day. And it was just me being safe. It was really all it was. Then we have Swivel. Another play, I was looking for the bounce. And it was this day here. And this is one of those plays where I should have never traded it. It was right here. And I just got a little, trigger happy. And I chased this a little bit and then ended up cutting it for the super small loss right in here when I realized I was just in too soon. This was just uncomfortable. There was no volume. I like the volume perk here. And that's kind of what, triggered me to get in. But then the volume completely died off, and I knew I was just in too soon. It's only been, 5-6 minutes of the market open into the market. And so it just made me really uncomfortable, and I knew I was in too soon, and cut that right away for a super small loss. But just one of those plays where I should have been smarter and never even traded it. Lipo was a good one. It was this day here. And I kind of got lucky because this ultimately failed. But I just saw it kind of as a gap and crap reversal. It was gapping up, dumped in the morning, created this really nice double bottom holding 5, which is a key level. And got a really nice position at like 512, I think it was. And then a couple minutes later, it ripped right up, and I sold at like the dead top 577 right before it got halted, and just took I think it was like 12% or something like that. So I was really happy with that. And I was really that was the move I was looking for. I was looking for that quick move back through VWAP, and I was expecting more of a move through that open price. But when it was unhalted and it came back, It had a really hard time pushing through high of day, and it got stuffed. And that's what ultimately led to the downtrend all day. Shorts just completely took over. So that was that. But that was my biggest win of the week right there. Pretty solid move. Just the quick move I was looking for. And that worked out. And then AVYA was a really annoying breakout. And the volume doesn't look terrible on the daily, but when you go into the 1 day, or intraday, I'm sorry, there just wasn't that much volume. It wasn't that great. It was having a hard time holding. I ended up taking a position like in this bounce here, like 38.5, and cut it when it was starting to crack, and then added shares back here, and then cut it as soon as it just wasn't pushing through 38 like I thought it would. And I love the breakouts, and I gave it a chance, but I think I was just a little too aggressive, and I should have just been patient and let this prove itself that it wanted to hold, and then took some starters in the dips, holding support, and then go from there. But this perked through, came right back, perked through, came right back, and then clear resistance, and then fade. I should have just been a little bit more patient and let it show me the way. So a couple trades on that both losses, really annoying. Should have just ignored this all the way. And then the last one was BWEN. Another really annoying breakout. Again, you can see it, really nice big green candle there. Nice breakout. You can see over 5, high at 565, but really no volume on that day. So it was really choppy. And I was watching it. I like this little perk in volume here. We came up and tested higher lows holding. Took a position here in like 496. It came right back down, and I cut it because I was just a little uncomfortable. And as soon as I saw it, dip, and it held VWAP, held support, came right back, I decided to take another position here at 491. And I think I traded this 3 times, so I know I cut that when it was having a hard time. Where was it? It was somewhere in here. It was super choppy, and it was just really annoying. So I ended up cutting it for a small loss, or it might have been a small win. I'm not sure. And then I ended up taking it again at like 509. And when it tried to break out here and just got stuffed, I sold it right away, and it was just like, I am just done with this thing. It was just super choppy, really low volume, and you can see it just slowly chopped its way up to the mid 5s, came all the way back, then chopped its way back up to a new high of 565. I should have ignored this. Just should have ignored it, and then that should have been that. It's just super low volume, super choppy, just not a play that I want to be a part of. And that's just my personal preference. I don't like to sit through all this chop. I want a nice clean move, just like we saw in Lipo. If we can go back. I want that quick, strong move, just like with G-Sun. You get that nice, quick move, and it's just nice and clear. And there is no chop, and you got to sit there for an hour for it to just go up, 5%. So these are the kind of moves I'm looking for. This is what I want to trade. The low floaters that are trading on volume, breaking key levels, good stuff like that. And stocks like BWEN are the things that I want to just avoid. I don't want to sit here through all that chop. So that was that. Just definitely overtraded, like I said. 12 trades, 50% on the week, and a bigger loss, more losses than I would have liked. I know my biggest loss was $43, but kind of okay with that, just because I know it cracked through my stop and it filled me dead bottom, and it was just annoying, and it was just one of those, one of those trades that just kind of happens to you every once in a while. And so it is what it is. I'm going to try to clean that up a little bit and not really use a stop, try to really watch it and kind of sell on my own. And that's what I kind of did for the rest of the week. So my sells were pretty good. But yeah, overtraded, need to clean it up, and I want to have a good week next week. So just going to study up, go over all my trades. And that's a good thing to do, is go over all your trades, see what you did right, what you did wrong, and what you need to do to improve for the next week. And so that's just what I've been doing, and I'm ready for Monday. I'm ready to have a solid week, and I hope you guys all are too. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I kind of rambled a little bit. I had a lot of trades to go over, but we're just trying to get through it. So have a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys Monday.